together. This is number 500. So, yeah, how are we all, beautiful people? How are we all? It's a little bit rainy out there, beautiful ones. A little bit rainy, but the rain is good for nature sometimes, isn't it? It's not too full on, you know. Hello, 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 hello. Happy Wednesday. Hump day, when hump in the middle, I think that's what it's hump like. Ooh, like a speed or something, yeah. Hump day, baby. So yeah, how are we all? Little bit wet out there, beautiful people. Little bit wet on the front line, brothers and sisters. How are we? My tea bag. Let's tea bag it, baby. Yeah. So yeah, hit those likes, hit those subscribe, get into it. Share the video if you wish. Let people know this is a 500th time of being on here. I might have been 501. I think I deleted one once. I don't know. But yeah, yeah. So 500 people, 500. Yeah. How are we? How are we? Be good if we could have 500 viewers for 20 minutes or so, or watching for the 20. That'd bring the hours up. Yeah, baby. But yeah, probably won't happen right this moment. Bit quiet. Everyone's wet and rainy. They're sleeping. Yeah, but anyway, who knows? Let's go, beautiful people. Get into it. Come on. What are we? 2 minutes in and no one's viewing. No viewers. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I don't have to eat here. I might go over to the pub and have a meal. I don't know. Might be a little cute barmaid or something over there. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, happy Wednesday. Happy 500 videos to me if we include live stream shorts. I mean, I haven't made 500 videos, but I've been on here 500 times. How are we, good people? How are we? Happy hump day. One viewer, hit the like. Let's go, people. It's a little bit wet. I won't be on here too long. Just want to have a cuppa. Thinking whether to have a bit of salmon or something, or a bit of steak, or whether to go over the pub across the road maybe and have a meal and then have salmon and rice later, or steak and rice. I don't know. Steak and tomato rice. I don't know. But anyway, we've got steak, we've got salmon, we've got tuna, we've got a place across the road. Yeah, food. How are we? What's happening? Are we wet people? Are we dry people? It's a little bit wet on the front of New South Wales out here, people. A little bit rainy. I don't know. It's supposed to ease tomorrow for 3 or 4 days, and maybe Sunday, Monday, we'll get some more rain again. I don't know. But, you know, we'll see what happens, people. We'll see what happens. At the moment, the important thing is I drink this cup of tea and say hello to you lovelies. Hello, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like if you're new on here this afternoon. And yeah, thank you for viewing wherever you are in the world. Hello from Australia, New South Wales, Australia. When I say near Sydney, I'm not near Sydney, but I'm within a few hundred kilometres. So it's near Sydney compared to New York or, I don't know, Russia or something. But anyway, we're in Australia, we're in New South Wales. So yeah. Errico, Dilton, how are you, man? Thanks for joining. Is that Ram? Hey, Ram, how are we? What's happening, good people? I might just be a little bit of a quickie stream. I'm thinking what to eat. I wasn't going to go to the gym. I thought I'd do a test tomorrow where I have to sit still, but I don't think I do have to sit as much as I thought I would. So I might go to the gym and do a little bit later. I'm thinking whether to just have a bit of salmon here, whether to go over across the road, have something to eat. I don't know. But I want to eat healthy. I haven't had any sweet stuff except my little milkshakes in here for the banana and milk, and that's about it. But I haven't had any hot chocolates, none of that crap, you know, just tea, water, you know, and meat, bit of rice, get into the fish a bit. So, yeah. Anyway, how are we, good people? How are we, good people? Yeah. Get in and subscribe, you beautiful, beautiful people. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Doing good stuff. It's good to be good, or at least think we're good. If we're not good and we just think we're good anyway, maybe we can project some positive energy into our own mind. You know, what's the use of feeling like shit? Although we do, I do a lot, but you know, what's the use of it really? Not that I can tell myself not to, but I'm telling you, people. Well, yeah, think positive. I can't tell myself that, can I? We feel how we feel, but you can. You smile, you feel good around other people. But some of you don't see people. I sit here and you don't. Oh, people in their units around there, they stay inside. And you don't see someone sometimes 24, 36 hours. It's a lonely place, Australia and the Western world. You get in the Philippines, you come out 3 in the morning, there's people roaming around buying street food. It's cool. You get to interact. But here in Australia, unless you're going to the pub or the shopping centre or the library or swimming pool or somewhere, you're not going to see people. But yeah, Philippines, you look out your window, the people walking everywhere, chatting, having street foods, drinks on the road, whatever. But yeah, how are we, beautiful people? We've got 12 in the house. Hit the likes, hit the subscribe. Let's go, people. Let's bloody well go. I was only going to swear, then I don't want to do that. Come on, get the positive energy going. Yeah. Tea is good. I don't know how many literally probably tens of thousands of cups cups of tea I've had in this cup since 2008. Sometimes 20 cups a day, 25. I don't know, that's good, but so much liquid. But I love it. I love the tea, you know. I used to drink beer until 2006. I stopped drinking. Now I just tea. But yeah. Hit the like, people. Let's go. You don't want to talk. You people are a little bit shy. There's some of the people from other countries on, like America, England. I'm nothing against people from other countries, but I notice the Aussies often say, "Hey, how are you?" They like to see another Aussie, but the algorithm tells me the Americans are up there, but only a few of you chat on here sometimes. Where's Doggy Boy? I haven't seen Doggy Boy for a while from the US. Where are you, man? The real Philippine has just gone live. She's a cute little vlogger too. She's cool in the Philippines. Probably about as cute as me, which is pretty damn cute. Anyway, let's get into it, people. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's bloody well go. I don't know what's happening for you beautiful people. See, I wear clothes and you don't get many viewers. I don't know if to take the shirt off or what. It sort of feels weird going live with a shirt on. I had a shirt and a jacket on last night. It was real weird. But usually I get all hyped up when I'm on here and feel hot with the tea and I don't have a shirt. I might take it off in a moment because the view, people, no one's commenting. At least you take a shirt off, you get the trolls and put your shirt back on, all this, you know. Gets probably helps the algorithm and yeah. It is warm with the tea, isn't it? Yeah, warm. Look at the gut there, people, but the chest is there. The chest is always pumped out. Not bad, is it? Middle age or whatever. Yeah. Beautiful chest. So yeah. Anyway, people, say hello to all the beautiful ones viewing, the viewers, the viewership. And you know, let's get into it. Hit like, hit subscribe. You know, support a little small-timer YouTuber. Small in stature, small in numbers on YouTube. Yeah, let's go. How are we? You got to be positive, people. You got to hit the like. You've got to subscribe. You got to get into it. Can't be me. Yeah, buggers got to put an effort into. You know, you're watching me like little spies. No, that's cool. I love it. I love it. It's good. But hit the like. Hit the like. Let's go. Are you doing good things out there, people, for your husbands, your wives, your mothers, whoever? You know, you got to throw that positive energy out there to the people you love, you know, and even the ones you don't love in the street. If they're nice to you or they give you a smile or whatever, say, hey, how you going? Maybe hand the beautiful lady a flower. Be careful she doesn't have you arrested. But no, be good to people. Be positive out there. We've got to spread the energy. We've got to get the Western world positive again and happy, you know. Like, these people in these hard countries, they do it hard, but then they appreciate the little things. We do it easy in Australia. You know, when I say easy, I mean I'm living way below the poverty line, but, you know, we still got medical things if we get sick and that. But I think because it's easy like that, we're assholes to each other, really, you know. We take it for granted and, you know. So be nice to people. Be nice to your mum. Be nice to your sister, your wife, your mate's wife. I don't know, not be too nice. But, you know, just spread that energy. Spread that energy. That's what it's about, people. That's what it's about. We've got to get back to that bloody good stuff like the 80s and 90s, you know, before everyone had something to prove. I think people love each other still, don't we? But we got to pretend we're tough on social media and God knows where. And, you know, sometimes it'll just get a person shivved or whatever. You know, oh, I'm a tough guy, I'm this and that. Why do you want to be tough? It's good to be tough. Be tough, but why do you have to be nasty about it? Like, that's the thing is everyone's weak now, but they want to be a tough guy. 30, 40 years ago, everyone was tough, but they were happy not to, not to act inappropriately. You know, they'd get out and have a fight. They wouldn't use weapons. They'd be nice. They didn't have to film everything. As in, look at me, I stabbed this dude or whatever. You know, people here, they're nuts now. You know, but they probably love the person. They probably hit them with the blade, and they probably deep down, you know, care about them. But people's minds, we're gone all weird. Like, you know, we're spoiled. You know, oh, we don't get our chocolate bar and we want to attack the neighbour or something. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So hit it, people. It's hump day. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's bloody well go. Got some comment here. We've got a bit of commentary. Who's down here, people? Oh, I'm not sure about all my funniest stuff. I can't remember. I don't know. Did anything even funny much happen then? A lot of hardcore stuff back then in Sydney in the 80s, 90s. I don't know, without going into details, you know, driving trucks around the factory as a kid and doing larrikin stuff. That was all funny, wasn't it? You know, we got away with stuff back then, you know, funny. I'm not going to say too much, but we got away with stuff. It was funny that you get away with stuff back then, you know. Probably did some things, saying that I'm not going to say because it's dangerous. People could have been killed and that, but you get away with it back then. And that was the funny thing. That's the whole funny thing of the 80s and that and the 90s, that we could do shit and you got away with it. That was funny, yeah. But anyway, we're not going to go into details about that because I don't know, can I get locked up 35 years later, 40 years later? But anyway, yeah, you get the drift, people. We got away with a lot of stuff. Yeah, we had fun and that was good. And probably it's a little fun that you don't do now. Probably even just little stuff like what? You could ride your bike, sometimes forget to have a helmet on and you wouldn't get, you know, arrested and fined $3,000 or whatever the hell they do to you now. You could find marbles and play marbles and all that sort of shit. You could do simple stuff. It's not necessarily a fun memory in itself, one memory, but we could do simple stuff and we could have fun and we could do it in a way that now would be, we weren't doing wrong, but now it'd probably be illegal. You know, you go and play marbles on the footpath. Oh, you can't stand on the footpath. You're 12 years old. Some adult's going to kidnap you or bullshit. You know, you're a group of you. No one's going to kidnap you. But, yeah, so we could have fun and we could, yeah, do that stuff, man, yeah. And it wasn't illegal. And if it was, no one gave a shit, you know. The cop wouldn't care. The people could do burnouts, not me, but the people I lived in an industrial area in Sydney and you'd, I think sometimes they were there for the Street Machine magazines. It didn't matter then, hardcore. They'd come down the industrial area, man. They'd do burnouts. Oh, smoke everywhere. And photo shoots and all that sort of stuff. And no one cared. No one said, oh, we're going to arrest you. The coppers probably wouldn't even care. It's an industrial area. I think I remember being, I don't know, I've got to find the photo one day, but somewhere. I'm not lying. This hot model and that, they're in a convertible. And now they'd say, oh, stranger danger, all this bullshit. I think I'm a little kid, maybe 11, 12, whatever. I think I'm sitting on the lap, if I remember correctly, this hot model. You know, they were doing a photo shoot, Corvette or something, like a red and white Corvette. I think I've got a picture somewhere. Oh, I know, I'm imagining it because it was on another photo thing at my grandmother's house. But anyway, on a motorbike of them. But anyway, cut a long story short, I think they let me in the car, a convertible stuff, let me sit on this, like, hot chick's lap. And now people would say, oh, she shouldn't have a 12-year-old on a lap. Well, it was all fun, you know, we're all fun. So I'm sitting on the hot chick's lap, red and white Corvette, I think, something like that memory. Dude, would have been a 60 zone back then. That didn't have all the stupid 50 km/h zones. Everyone was 60 Ks through town, 100 Ks on the highway, I think, speed limit. I think we're doing 90, maybe 90 miles an hour, I think, from memory, 144 kilometres an hour in there with this hot chick and this other. And they're just people, man, just you know, doing model shoots. No one said anything. Your parents don't say, oh, be careful, they're going to, you know, take you away. They say, good on you, you had some fun. You're in there with this girl, she's cool, you know, the dude's cool, some whatever, magazine journalist, you're doing 90 miles an hour in a 60 zone in their car, good on you. But you can't do that now. Everyone's going to say, oh, the poor kid, what's this adult taking him 144 kilometres an hour through town. It was fun, you know, and now everyone, oh, you can't do this shit, you can't do that, you can't do that. You could do that in the 80s and 90s, you know, if you're an adult, you could talk to a kid, you're not accused of hurting them, you put them in your car, you do 100 miles an hour down the street, 60 zone, whatever, it's cool, but yeah, now you can't have that sort of fun with anything, you know. I don't know, the whole world changed, but that's how Australia was, you know. It didn't matter, man. People knew each other, kids knew adults, you know. Not everyone was accused of being some nutter because they talked to someone under 21 or whatever. You know, you could probably, you didn't have a phone, but if you had a phone, some people might have had these big brick phones coming into the early 90s. You could probably hang on to it when you're driving. You're going to have some, you know, camera take a picture of what's he got in his hands, his phone or his wallet, I don't know, 5 demerit points, $1,500, whatever. None of that crap, but yeah, it's hardcore. But yeah, so that's the memories, yeah, you're just in the car, hot chick, some random dude, 90 miles an hour, that's one memory, you know, playing marbles in the park, probably finding the marbles, we probably weren't supposed to take them in some abandoned factories, and yeah, playing the marbles and driving the trucks. Yeah, it's all good stuff, man. It's all allowed. It's allowed because no one gave a shit. And that's how a lot of the ages still like that, I reckon, you know. Ages still like it. People use their common sense, you know. You talk to, you go around, you do what you want to do, you know. They got more laws. They probably had laws then that they might never have now, but the thing is, it was common sense, you know. You know if the person's good and they want to talk to your son, or you know if it's an industrial area and you want to do 150, 180 at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know there's no traffic around. The police know. Oh, yeah, that's all right. Let him go. But now, take photo, yeah, arrest him, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's good. That's the memories, you know, just seeing all the stuff, seeing the burnout. This was inner Sydney, St. Peter's. It's all big Sydney Park now, but St. Peter's, it was a hardcore area back then, man. Old working class, a little bit of petty criminal sort of area, but everyone kept their mouth shut. You know, you could probably do anything. You could probably rob a bank every now and again. Your neighbours wouldn't say anything. They might say, hey, don't do that, it's naughty or whatever, but they're not going to call the coppers, because if you called the coppers in Sydney in the 80s and 90s, you'd probably, I live near a garbage tip, you'd probably get buried under the soil, you know. You didn't dob on your neighbours. If you had a problem with the neighbour, you're some old school dude, he would say, oh, you can't do that, man. You can't rob that bank or whatever. Or, you know, if you're going to have car you shouldn't have, don't have it outside my house. But you didn't go and call the police on people. That was like, but now the criminals call the police on you. I had some dickhead a few weeks back where I live now. I took a photo of him in the car because it's a friend's car, and I thought the goose had stolen it because it had a broken window and whatever. And he chases me. He's the one I think steal the car. Then he says, "I'm going to ring the police on you. You delete this photo." And I think, what a sook. What a sook. They think they're hardcore and they're going to ring the police. Why? If you have a problem, let's go for it, baby. But yeah, everyone now, even the hardcore, they think they're a crim and they want to ring the police and they want to ring their mummy. You didn't do that in the 80s. You didn't do it in the 90s. It's all crap. But yeah, they're pussies, and they think they're hard. If then they get themselves in trouble, they're going to go to jail. They're going to be the first ones in the shower yard to anything. I'm not saying criminals are good, but at least or they're doing good things. I mean, they're as good as anyone. People are good. People are good, but we do bad things. But they had some morality in their own mind, even if they're doing the wrong thing. You shouldn't rob people. You shouldn't do anything. But the criminals in the 80s had balls. The people in the neighbourhood had balls. The old people, like guts and that. There's none of this. Go run to the police or go run to the school principal. You sorted shit out. If you couldn't sort it out, you didn't worry about it. Don't talk to the person. They don't like him. You don't go and get some dude 5 years in jail because he commits a driving offence or something. But But yeah, so that's the memories. Hardcore Sydney, all the graph scene, the young ones doing, I probably shouldn't have done it, but doing you'd see them out the train, the young dudes and older than me at the time, graffiti on the train lines. They owned the trains, man. The graph artists owned the trains, it didn't matter. There's 8 carriages in the train. You let the graph gangs, you let them tag the back carriage, and the civilians, they sit in the other 7 carriages, and you don't say anything. You say anything, there's going to be 40 or 50 of them in the 8 carriage. You're going to get bashed, and then that's it. You left people alone. You minded your own business, You had the graphers doing this. You had your left wing people and your right wing people. You get the left wing, then you get like these psycho Nazi dudes. I don't know if you're watching now. They're all old men now. A lot of them got into politics, which I don't think they should have been allowed to. But they get bashed, man. The graph dudes would bash them, and the lefties would, the old left-wing groups, and they'd walk around with the walking sticks, the old trick, and that was their weapon against the skinheads and that, and they'd bash the skinheads into the ground with the walking sticks and that, and some of the skinheads were psychos too. They'd probably go to the left dude's house for, 22, they were pussies only to 22, but that was hardcore Sydney, man. It's Sydney, 80s, 90s, skinheads, graffiti artists, left-wingers, they could fight in the streets. And then the punks in the Sydney Park, they'd have like 2 or 3 day raves, man, and you'd be on top of the roof of the brickworks and that. You'd be on top of the roof, and all the punks would be raving. You'd watch them from the top of the concrete things, 50 foot in the air, 200 foot in the air, whatever. And they'd be there partying on 3-4 days, probably on all this weird magical stuff. We didn't even know what it was back then, 93, 92, whatever. And that was Sydney. Yeah. Now it's all these non-binary. I don't care if someone's gay and that, but now it's all these non-binary people. They don't even have the guts to tell you whether they want to be called a man or a woman. All these non-binary trendies that want to pay, $3,000 a week for an apartment block about the size of this saucepan. But yeah. I remember where I lived next door. I think there was a panel beating shop across the road, and then these I think they were a gay couple, but not that it matters if people were gay, but they were, dramatic types. And I think they moved into the area, and they didn't like the noise. They didn't like the noise of the panel beating shop or whatever it was across the road. But the thing is, the shop had been there before they ever moved in. I think if I remember correctly, after they got their car set on fire about the 3rd time, I think they shut up and stopped whinging, You don't go to another area and whinge. It's like these people that want Luna Park shut down when it's been there forever. So yeah, they come in the area. This is my factory here. They're here. Say for example, wasn't my factory example. Oh, shut your factory down. It's too noisy. Bang, car blown up. Another complaint. Bang, car blown up. Third time the car gets blown up, these dickheads they stop complaining. I don't know. I think they moved out of the area. But anyway, yeah. Hey, Wills, how are we, champion? Thanks for the compliment. Yeah, beautiful. The chest isn't too bad, is it? Middle age, beautiful chest. The gut's a bit new, but I like my chest, yeah. It's all right. Anyway, how are we, good people? Hit the likes, hit the subscribe. Let's get into it, beautiful people. Just talking about my memories. I couldn't think of a childhood memory in particular, but just Sydney, how it was like more hardcore in the 80s and 90s. You know, no one dobbed on each other, you know. It wouldn't matter if you robbed a bank, you know, your neighbours didn't dob on you. It was all pussy shit to do that. Now the criminal wants to dob on the criminal wants to break in your house and they want to dob on you. Back then they wouldn't. They just you'd punch on, they'd pull a gun, whatever. But none of this, oh, let's go dob on Bill and all. They were all pussies. But yeah. How are you, Pat? So yeah, that's the thing. Hardcore Sydney, man. 90s, skinheads, graffiti artists, left wingers, you know. You know, they all bashing the skinheads, whatever, you know. Fucking it was good. Do what you want, drive around as a kid, no licence, you know, get your friend's parents' car, find the keys, you know, or you get keys out of the car, you have 20, 30 different keys, you're driving around the city, you're 12 years old, no one cares, no cameras everywhere watching you, coppers didn't care if you were careful anyway, I don't think, you know, it's Sydney, mate, 80s, 90s, you know, no one worried. Hey, Pat, how are we? I'm not sure about the tobacco wars, but I believe there's been a bit of stuff here. I'm not going to go into it because I live in the area. I don't want trouble. But yeah, I believe some of the tobacconists are blowing each other up and stuff or whatever. But yeah. They're taking over from the tattooists. The tattooists were doing it there for a while, weren't they? Or people trying to move in on tattoo shops. Now they're getting into the tobacco. But everything's too expensive. That's why they worry about it, yeah. Yeah, good stuff, man. That's good. You're doing well. Good stuff. A little bit rainy here, beautiful people. A little bit rainy, but anyway. Not raining, but rainy, like a little bit wet concrete and all that sort of stuff. Let's see out here, but I shouldn't film. I'm not looking into the neighbours' houses because they've got curtains, but you can see a little bit. The outside's a bit wet. No, I've never been to Perth yet, man. I've been to Melbourne briefly to do something. I've been to Brisbane a couple of times. Been to South Australia briefly, a bit like Melbourne. Didn't really look at much there. But, yeah, no, never to Perth. Yeah, they go stupid and then it causes crime, doesn't it? You know, they're getting mad. Like, I don't think people should smoke or drink, in my own opinion. I mean, I know a drink relaxes people, but, I mean, there's no real health benefits to it, is there? Maybe a little bit of red wine. Probably psychological benefits if you handle it. But yeah, that's my opinion. I don't drink or smoke. I used to drink. But yeah, what's sending the prices up doesn't do anything. It just pushes people towards other substances. You know, they're taking other stuff. I'm not going to mention names of things on here. Might get banned or whatever. But, you know, they're touching other more dangerous substances they don't know anything about because you're paying like $12 for a glass of beer or $2 or $3 each cigarette. It's just it doesn't stop people smoking or drinking. They'll smoke or drink something else, or the average person will become a criminal. If they're an addict, then they'll realise why people on other stuff do things they shouldn't do, like crime. You'll give it another 5 or 10 years, the average Joe that works 9 to 5, he'll be out there, you know, robbing handbags and doing whatever, or he'll be laying on the floor somewhere going for nicotine withdrawals, alcohol withdrawals. Because it's too addictive. And the government love it. They love it. They know you'll find the money. You'll keep buying your cigarettes. You'll keep buying your alcohol. Yeah, bootlegging, crime, you know, craziness, you know. Oh, I'm not into it. Doesn't agree with me. Belasting, but I think it helps a few people, doesn't it? It helps calm people down, and there's health benefits to it anyway. And if you're going to get the health benefits, well, you may as well get a bit of a high off it, mine. You know, like it helps cancer patients, it helps MS, and I don't know. If your body can handle it, or you've got a reason to take it, what's the problem when they let people have alcohol and all that? You got to control things. You got to control things. But yeah, well, there you go, cannabis patient. Yeah, I believe my brother was towards the end too. He died of liver issues, hardcore drinker and that. But yeah, I think he had the oil and that towards the end because I think he was one of the first, or I don't know first, but one of few people in this country that sort of got a hold of it then a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. But yeah. But if it stops the pain, I mean, I know that they give it to you so you don't get any high off it, but I mean, if you're going to have it anyway, let them have the bloody high. If some poor bugger's only got 6 months left to live or whatever, let them get a buzz off it. What's it matter? Cheers, man. Those things happen. He drank hardcore for, I don't know, God knows how many years. God love him. So what do you expect? No offense to you, bro, but I'm just letting people know because that's what happens if you drink too much. But yeah, cook the old liver. Oh yeah, good stuff, man. Calms you down. That's good stuff. Good on you. That's all right. Why not? Anyway, good people, I might hop off here in a moment. I'm thinking about going and have something to eat or whatever. So yeah, I might jump off here in a minute or two. I might not be on tomorrow. I've got to do an eye test. I want to go looking at phones and stuff. We'll see what happens in the evening or Friday or Saturday. Anyway, I'll be back on here by probably Sunday at the latest, but we'll see. We might get one or two little 20, 30-minute lives in between now and the weekend. But yeah, anyway, people, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you. It's cool. Reminiscing Sydney and stuff. So yeah. Oh, the old buckets, they were cool, weren't they? Back in the 90s. We won't go into that, but yeah, they were cool. Anyway, beautiful people, take care. Be good, be healthy. Stay well. As I say, be kind, be respectful. You don't want to be kind to some people, be respectful anyway. Thank you very much for watching. Love your work. Thanks for the support. See you soon. Bye.